Homeland Security, ICE, Undercover Informants. Hey, it's Susan. Welcome to today's episode of War Crimes Unit. Hey, nice to see ya. Oh boy, they're at it again. You know, okay, now I live next door to an undercover narcotics detective with the Dayton, Ohio Police Department, so I know how they act on the job. And I know they pay people off all the time. I know law enforcement does. Okay, so like where I'm staying now in El Paso in this damn like homeless shelter. Okay, so one of the chicks, Athena, one of my roommates, claims that her brother lives in foster care and that his foster mother is an ICE special agent. So that's a Homeland Security Investigations special agent. And she was like, oh, isn't that a coincidence? And I'm sitting here thinking, you know what, you are so full of shit. I mean, you know what, it's possible. It's possible, but obviously somebody sicked me in this situation, or somebody is paying off Athena to blow smoke up my ass for information. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what the heck to think about ICE here in El Paso. ICE is another name for Homeland Security Investigations. And I'll tell you what. When I was down in Tucson, Arizona a couple years ago when I was getting railroaded and Sheriff Paul Babu had to relocate me down to the emerged domestic violence shelter down in Tucson, I met a woman named Irma Tovar. Now, Irma Tovar claimed to have gotten help from ICE in El Paso, Texas. So how she wound up in Tucson, Arizona, and her son, her 10-year-old son, got the living shit kicked out of him. She winds up in a domestic violence shelter, and he ends up in a hospital in Mexico needing surgery on his arm. Now, that's beyond me. How can somebody get comprehensive help from ICE in El Paso and wind up in that situation in Tucson? So there's something not right with that. But I will tell you one thing. Irma Tovar, she hated with a passion Senior Special Agent Peter Lazaro with ICE. Hated him. Now, he's the same FBI agent that was sitting at my dining table back in March of 2005. I mean, she had nothing nice to say about Peter Lazaro. I mean, I don't know what to think about Lazaro myself, other than the fact that he can grovel to me later on all of his shithead fucking friends. You know, and like, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really get into the complexity of Irma Tovar's case, but she definitely hated Peter Lazaro. Oh, I don't know what to think about ICE here in El Paso. I'm getting the local feeling that contacting ICE in El Paso is not a good idea. That is the ambience that I'm getting from the district, from, you know, I'm just going to collectively say other law enforcement, that contacting ICE here in El Paso is not a good idea. So is it possible that that this chick, this informant chick that's staying at my homeless shelter, is she being paid off by ICE in El Paso? Well, shit, it's possible. Anything's possible in my case. I don't know. I don't know what to think. So I'm just going to keep doing what Homeland Security headquarters told me to do a couple years ago. I'm just going to keep working with Congress. Keep working with Congress. And so that's what I'm going to continue doing, because I really don't know what to think. Now, as far as all this kid situation goes, all of this assault and displacement of kids into foreign countries, ultimately I think the U.S. Marshal Service is just going to have to take over all of these cases, because all of these cases seem to center around the disappearance or the pawn or the legal trade of children. It's today's episode of War Crimes Unit. Keep your stun gun, machine gun, or automatic weapon handy. There's real criminals and terrorists out there, not me. I'll see you next time.